Hello, amazing human. Welcome to today's podcast episode. Today, I want to dive into and speak again into just how much lack of awareness there is within the self-development and the spiritual development sector, if you want to call it that, right? But not really the lack of, but the lack of it being taught to people. Now, let me just start by this, right? There is a big difference between self-development, spiritual development, and then self-development with awareness, and then self-development with awareness and intuition. If you think of self-development, you think of things like, mindset work, journaling, things like that. Those tools can be used and are quite powerful when used with awareness and intuition. But often we are told to journal, we are told to use affirmations, we are told to do manifesting techniques, and we are not taught about the foundations. We are not taught about awareness and intuition and how that impacts the way that you journal, how that you use your affirmations, how you use your manifesting techniques. So my aim is to bring awareness to the fact that even though for the people who've been on this journey for a long time, they use awareness within their work, but they don't teach it. I've been listening to podcasts and I'm currently listening to a challenge that a very well-known mentor out there is running. And even though the techniques and the principles that they teach within it, I see this massive gap in the way that people are teaching it because nobody is talking about awareness and intuition. Those two spirit senses, awareness and intuition, right? And this is the whole thing that my podcast is built around, is spiritual AI. The AI is awareness and intuition. It's got nothing to do with technology. There are levels of development. There are levels of spiritual development. There are certain levels, but without the foundation of spiritual, the awareness and the intuition, your limiting beliefs, your mindset work, even your nervous system regulation, shadow work, energetic alignment, all of that is going to be kind of fluffy. It's not going to have depth. You're not really going to get down into the dirt and find out what is happening and what is the underlying thing if you don't have awareness. If you're not aware of something, you cannot change it. There is no ways that you can change anything if you are not aware of it. And I see so many people, I see so many coaches, guides, mentors, leaders out there talking and teaching about all of these techniques and tools and processes that people can go through, but they are not teaching people about awareness and intuition. Now, why is it so important to teach people about awareness and intuition as a foundation in everything that we put out there? Because I did a post this morning, and I'm going to see if I can pull up the words, because it was actually like the analogy was so good, right? So it says, why your growth isn't sticking and what you're not being told, right? So this is like one of those carousels, but I wanted to share this with you. Most people start here, which is the journaling, the visualization, the affirmations, and the manifesting techniques. It's the very basic things, right? But this is literally like using a surfboard on the beach. That's literally having your surfboard on the beach and not knowing how to properly use those tools. Then there's the next level, right? This is where we look at things like limiting beliefs, the mindset work, shadow work, energetic alignment, nervous system regulation falls into this as well. All of these tools and techniques and things that we give our clients and our students to use. But this is like sitting on the surfboard in the stuff. You don't have those foundations. You still don't have the grasp. You don't know the power when you have those two spirit senses, awareness and intuition, and you use them within this work, right? Then the next slide says what's truly missing is the awareness in the sense of how the water moves, okay? And then the intuition, which tells you which wave to catch. That is the difference in having awareness and intuition as a solid foundation in any self-development work, spiritual development work that we do, and people miss it. Now, when I listen to the coaches and mentors out there, they talk about it because subconsciously it is part of the process, and they've worked a lot on achieving that. So yes, they have the awareness around certain things, so they will teach the techniques. But I find that let's just put it this way, if you're a coach and you're a leader and you're a teacher, if you bring in awareness and intuition as a foundation and teach your clients and students to start tapping into their awareness and how to trust their intuition and listen to their intuition, the process that you are teaching to your clients, to your students, is going to happen 100 times faster than when you are not teaching your students or your clients about awareness and intuition. Now, when I work with my clients, when I work with students, I lay the foundation of awareness and intuition every single time because I know the power that it holds. And the results that I see with my clients over, if they work with me over a 10-week period, or even just after one conversation with me, and we highlight awareness and what it can do for them, they are mind blown. The results that they receive and achieve over a very short period of time is mind blowing. It's beautiful. But had I not put in place the practice of awareness and taught them how to trust and recognize, first recognize and trust your intuition and follow those actions, I can't remember where I was going with that. In any case, I'm just going to if they didn't have that, they would not go and grow and fast track their growth the way that they do. So it is really important. So I want to put the message out there for coaches, for teachers, for leaders to start bringing in a module, something that teaches clients and their students about awareness, the importance of tapping into awareness, and the importance of trusting your gut and following it, right? Now, whether you're spiritual, whether you're not spiritual, if you look at people like, the Jeff Bezos out there and some of the other bigger names, they all have awareness and they have intuition. And whether they call it intuition or whether they call it a gut feeling, they all use it. They just have that sense, they have that knowing. Now, you are born with awareness. You can develop that awareness, and you are born with that gut feeling. You are born with an intuition. It is the voice of your soul. Now, when you start trusting your awareness and you start trusting your intuition, life changes. Another analogy that you can use with awareness and intuition is that awareness is like a torch. You can have a torch that has a very narrow light beam, and that is your, let's just say that's autopilot. That's the awareness without real awareness, right? That's just kind of autopilot. The minute you start putting power into develop your awareness, that light beam starts becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can see a bigger picture. Whereas with a torch with a very narrow beam, you can only see a very small percentage of what is in front of you. So the more awareness you develop, the bigger the field of view, and you can start seeing the bigger picture. And it is amazing when you start tapping into that, right? Intuition is the one that's going to lead you in the direction. Now, even though you can't perhaps see the entire picture, your intuition can say, look left or right, and it's going to then show you with your awareness is going to show you the picture. So you need to use awareness and intuition together. And it is time for people to start bringing this into their spiritual development practices, because it will fast track, it will change the way that your nervous system regulation practices or the manifesting tools that you give your clients, it will change the way that they, the results that they get. So start tapping into awareness and intuition, start bringing it into your practice, into your own life, into those of your clients, into your courses, into your platforms, and watch the results change, and really quickly. I'm going to leave today's podcast there. If this resonated with you, leave a comment. Remember to subscribe. Remember to follow. I'm going to push this message because I am so passionate about it. And I have seen the results, not just in my own life, but that of my clients. So I know what awareness and intuition can do for us. And it is time for us to tap back into our two spirit senses and share it with the world. Take care.